Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. I assume you're still coping with the sadness of Tim Scott's exit and the waste of a perfectly good warranted girlfriend.
Poor Mindy.
You know what?
Poor Mindy.
You made it a point to learn her name.
He didn't have the money.
You made it a point to learn her name, which none of the rest of us knew who the...
Oh, no, we didn't. It was either Mindy or Jenny. It didn't.
It didn't matter.
We just lucked up on the first guess. That's all.
Is that really? No, we don't know her name. Okay, it doesn't matter now.
Miss Mindy, Miss Jenny, whatever. All I know is that he didn't have the money for the second week.
Is that why he dropped out, you think?
I don't want to suggest anything other than biscuits don't rise on their own. And Tim finally realized that. He had a responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, Mindy is her correct name.
Oh, you were correct. That was
Mindy. No.
Yeah. No one else bothered to learn her name. Okay, because she's back in the Niagara Falls area.
Right.
You wouldn't know her.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know her.
Frangela, what do you even say about the? By the way, I was saying, you find Frangela fans in surprising places, and Mark Wayne Mullen Carrington.
Colby Devereaux the third.
That guy. He obviously is a Frangela fan. Did you see him starting to take his ring off when he was getting ready to roll with the head of the Teamsters? He is of the no rings, no shoes fighting variety.
You know what? You love to see them grow up, into their full baby violence. Uh-huh. It's like, look at you being an immature, disgusting, unprofessional mess.
You got the nerve to step to a union leader named O'Brien?
The head of the Teamsters.
Do you want your...
Jimmy Hoffa couldn't be reached for comment.
Right.
Let me tell you something. Disappearing is easy to do.
Yeah, and then Kevin McCarthy either kidney punched someone, shoved them, something. He says he didn't, and then Adam Kinzinger said, no, he's a liar. He's done it before to me twice. What a bunch of bullies and cowards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what I found so interesting is the very same, policy that got Kevin fired, nobody came after Mike Johnson for. I was like, oh, they just didn't like you, Kevin. It wasn't the policy.
Yeah, he's so bitter party of one right now.
It's a soda, Kevin. His journal is just full of angry words.
I think he's doing a lot of journaling. I sense that from him. Okay, so I mentioned there is a statement from the bassinet of the 45th president. Okay, shocker of shockers. The special counsel not expected to charge anyone in connection with the mishandling classified documents connected to President Joe Biden. We're in caps lock, everyone.
Oh, God.
Wow. Fake news. CNN, through a leak from the Department of Injustice, has just reported that no charges will be filed in the much bigger than mine crooked Joe Biden documents case. We are living in a very corrupt country. And then he falls. Okay. Roughly 30 minutes later, he just said, selective prosecution. And then, let's see. Hold on. Not done. 2 minutes later, prosecutorial misconduct. Okay.
Did you spell that right?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah. So
that's remarkable.
Baby's done with that. But you knew that was like on cue, and it could not be more different. Of course, there's no charges. The Biden case, it was completely inadvertent. They're the ones that found them and reported them. The end of it. Right?
Yeah. This is my problem with his misremembering his situation, where he moved boxes. In order, once people been asking for those documents over, didn't ask 1, 2, 3 times. They were calling every week being like, hello.
On the daily
being like, can we get those documents back?
Shirley's in charge. Shirley knows where her documents, Shirley every day was where really we need those documents.
And he sat there and moved them, shifted them.
Yeah.
I mean, he was Dr. Strange, just moving boxes.
Yeah. So what was I going to say? Hang on. So I forgot to cover in the Big Bag of Rats fight, not just the physical fights, but you remember Ali Alexander called Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Whore!
And then she has been calling Lauren Boebert.
Whore! whore.
Yeah, apparently multiple times to multiple Republican colleagues. So they're having a whole horror off. And
they're a party of whores.
Yeah, don't fight. You're both giant whores in different ways. It's okay.
There's enough whore for everyone. Come on now.
Really?
Don't we know that? Yeah. Who's our favorite whore? Jody.
No,
Okay.
that's you in the song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're
okay.
the who that it's referred to.
I just thought we should throw in the bag of rats. Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens are fighting. I don't know if you have you heard.
No.
Yeah.
I had not heard about
Yes. Ben Shapiro, co-founder of the Daily Wire, replied to a cryptic tweet from employee Candace Owens on Wednesday, imploring her to by all means quit if she feels her work at the Daily Wire comes between her and God. And she seemed to, as she seemed to imply, the feud escalated then as Owens quickly shot back and told Shapiro, "You've been acting unprofessional and emotionally unhinged for weeks now." Apparently, there was a clip of Shapiro calling Owen disgraceful for her comments on the Israel-Hamas war. Oh, good. I like that they're all fighting over there, too. That's good. I don't know if you have thoughts on who you're rooting for in that fight.
Oh, God.
I just don't. Okay, again, pancakes. It's a misnomer. It's a misidea that you don't have to watch pancakes. Okay, for Candace to step that far away from the pancakes. First of all, to be critiquing Massa in public, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say to that. Just, I hope she keeps her feet. That's all I got to say.
Can I just say this Middle East thing? It finally, I don't know if you've seen my eye has exploded. It's like a Bloody Mary with a floating green. Oh, by the way, there are green olives in Bloody Mary, someone said.
Yeah, but you got to put it on a
Yeah,
spear.
I don't know what happened. It's the Middle East. Because this has magically come full circle, right? What did I get called today? A Bernie bro. I'm called,
Yeah.
called a Bernie bro.
And a Bernie bro.
Right. Hamas sympathizer.
Bernie bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dance all over. No, you dance all over that line. So you hate it, love it, hate it, love it. It's amazing to watch.
I can't keep track anymore. Oh my God. It's like, even our friends are fighting. Malcolm Nance, Santino Badala, they had, disagreements, but they kissed and made up. And it's just, we were saying, it is all so scrambled, the politics with this, because it's just awful. The whole thing is awful.
It's a morass of evil. And, and it is a very difficult, complex situation. The reality is that if any of a single one of us thinks we have the answer, we don't.
Yeah.
This is a complex, thousands of years issue.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a lot of peaceful, thoughtful people to come together and come up with a two-state solution where these people can live in peace together.
Chris can tell you talk radio is uniquely unqualified to discuss the Middle East, as it is mostly
Nuance.
for mindless
speculation.
Yes, and talking out your ass about
Right.
things you know nothing about.
It's not good at
But
nuance.
I think we all have to be careful of insightful language and not helpful commentary.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard a lot, people who I know are righteous and have the same goals as any decent person call into shows and say things that can only be inciting.
Yeah.
And I think that we all have emotions around this and we all have feelings around this, but we got to be a little bit more courageous and challenge ourselves to be critical of ourselves and of the policies we think we approve of and those we don't. And really allow for difference and discussion that's respectful, and it doesn't do this comparison of pain or comparison of behavior or decide where you're going to start the argument and where you're not.
And Angela, I mean, Malcolm acknowledged that Dean has relatives in Gaza, and and I acknowledge that Rashida Tlaib has a grandmother there. So I don't agree with everything she says, and I went back and said I don't think it was fair, obviously, of Marjorie Taylor Greene to call her a terrorist insurrectionist, and it wasn't fair of her to call the president Genocide Joe, so it's like these, even one day at a time, these go back and forth, people you're defending and then going but you understand the emotion behind it, particularly if you have family there on either side. Ben Glebe has family in Israel, Dean has family in Palestine, so yeah.
You know what? And my heart goes out to everyone.
Yeah.
All of us. This is painful. And it was meant by Hamas to be painful and difficult. And made these, and this is the quagmire they created.
And we love Malcolm Nance with the heat of 1,000 white hot suns. He's a military and terrorism expert, but I don't agree with everything he says, but it's not fair to go, oh, he loves dead Palestinian babies. It's just, you're right. The rhetoric on both sides has gotten so unfair.
And I can understand it from the people in there, like the day of October 7th and the day after, listening to people whose family had been kidnapped, they didn't know where they were or if they were dead, or they knew that they'd seen them murdered. That listening to them say, call this group animals and call other people animals, I felt for them, and I knew that this is not their higher self. This is their damaged, hurt, in the pain self, and that they don't think of other human beings as animals. That isn't who they are. I can forgive that, and I can understand that feeling, and I can understand it from anyone in that situation.
And
I really
It's the other big story of this week of Trump using actual Hitler rhetoric about vermin. Vermin means they're not human. You can exterminate them. I mean, and here we are, So
he can't spell vermin.
No, he cannot.
He can't spell that.
He should be able to, because apparently there's an infestation in many of his bed bugs and the vermin.
Right.